residing in this country, mostly from the eastern part of the African continent as well as the Horn of Africa. The president has also confirmed it is a developing story that he has dispatched a convoy to South Sudan, spearheaded by the ODM leader, that is Raila Amolo Odinga, to cool down the tensions that are in that particular country. This follows yesterday on Wednesday, where the first ever Vice President Riek Machar, who is a long-time rival of President Salva Kiir, was apprehended and placed under house arrest. The president has confirmed that the ODM leader Raila Amolo Odinga, alongside various other officials, have been sent there to cool the tension. Also, the president clearly stating that the government has a plan to ensure that not more refugees are coming back to the country, especially from these disturbed areas. He has just mentioned what is happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo. He says that they are finding a situation, a remedy to that particular situation that has been exacerbated by the M23 rebels. Also stating that in the Sudan issue, Kenya that is on top of it, and it will ensure that the people of Sudan, of course, find an amicable solution to some of the instability they are witnessing. The president says this particular aims to ensure that we do not have more refugees flocking to the doorsteps of the country, especially at various border points. Good afternoon and welcome to our broadcast. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. The sign language interpreter at the bottom end of the screen is Baron Abuli. To other news now, Alamitu Guyo Jatani, the spouse of Marsabit Governor Ali Mohamud, claims she was not arrested on April 2024 when EACC sleuths conducted a joint sting operation at the residence of the governor and former Treasury Cabinet Secretary Ukur Yatani of alleged embezzlement of 8.2 billion shillings from the county. Appearing before the IEBC selection panel, Jatani confirmed the operation, stating that there is no case against her, despite 3 petitions forwarded to the panel to challenge her suitability. Ahmed Sheikh Takoi from Mandera County was the first to appear before the panel on Friday morning. Ahmed, who is a CEO of a bank in South Sudan, assured the panel that if appointed, he will ensure that the country's election, which has been touted to be expensive, is conducted in a manner that there is value for money.
Muhammad Ali, who is my spouse, they told me to read it and acknowledge it. After reading, they wanted access to our house to do a search. As a law-abiding Kenyan, I signed for that and I gave them access to the premises. These officers conducted themselves in a very professional way. They did their search, finished, and their documents they collected. They asked me to accompany them to their offices to sign for the inventory of the documents they collected from my house. The lead officer assured me that I was not under arrest. I was not under investigation. All I needed is to sign for the inventory in the absence of my husband. So for the records, I was never arrested.
It's like there is like a live case that a final determination has not been made on. This is your own affidavit.
I actually addressed it to him, and then he told me it's about that is the procedure in which I needed to respond.
At paragraph 12, you say that an investigation in itself is not equivalent to a finding of guilt. Which is this investigation going on?
As I said, Prof, all those items up to, I think, number 15 or something, I asked the legal person what they meant, and he said, in the event that even such a thing happens, these are the guiding laws, and what they put as a finality in the affidavit, that I should not be considered for the appointment, cannot suffice even if there was something, leave alone when there is no something.
You are aware that the way you are addressing us, we'll take it the way you are addressing us. At paragraph 13, that under the principles of natural justice and rule of law, I can only be deemed guilty if found so after exhausting all legal remedies available to me, including but not limited to appeals and reviews by competent legal institutions. Just plain reading, it's like there's something on and you are putting your case to us that we should not judge you until you finish it. Just plain reading.
The Treasury submitted the proposal, the budget proposal, in June in every year. That is my understanding. But what I did not see is the link between IEBC scrutinized its budget process before it goes by the budgetary committee of the parliament.
Still on the panel, the Communication Workers Union Co has emphasized the need for an ongoing process of selecting the IEBC chairperson and commissioners to produce individuals of integrity. Speaking in Nairobi, Co Secretary General Benson Okwaro said the union remains upbeat that the interviews for IEBC chairperson and commissioners will ensure all pending by-elections are held soon.
By mid of this year, we should have the commissioners in place. That's the only way that they will enable the commissioners to do elections of the vacant position, the seats that fell vacant for various reasons. I know there's quite a number of members of parliament, positions which fell vacant. There are some which fell vacant at the MCA level. That should be done as fast as possible. Let us stop being private. Let the political players leave IEBC alone so that they do their job. Unfortunately, the political players are the problems in this country. They want to have their interests on who takes off the chair, irrespective of qualification. They want to know who becomes in the IEBC. The political parties want to have their interests on this.
Still on the electoral body, a section of youth leaders from National Liberal Party is urging their counterparts countrywide to register as voters ahead of the 2027 general election to ensure their voices are heard. Speaking in Nairobi County, the youth has said they are conducting a nationwide membership registration drive in support of their flag bearer, that is Augustus Muli, in the 2027 general election. At the same time, they called on the individuals to be appointed as a new IEBC chairman and commissioners to conduct transparent and new elections.
The government right now is their full support. They allow us to register as voters because we want to elect one of our own leaders who will truly listen to us, will get the representation that the youth are supposed to get in government, and will have a voice that empowers us as the youths of this nation.
So we should register as members of National Liberal Party for us to elect a leader come 2027 who will represent the youth fully and will listen to us, will listen to our demands as youth.
Elsewhere now, Information, Communication and Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary William Kabogo has reassured the government's commitment to modernize infrastructure at the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation to enhance the state broadcaster's mandate. After when he led a delegation from a Romanian embassy to tour KBC facilities at the Broadcasting House in Nairobi on Friday, CS Kabogo hinted at the government intention to forge partnership with stakeholders aimed at digitizing all departments within KBC. Meanwhile, the Romanian's ambassador to Kenya, that is Gentania, expressed satisfaction at Kenya's willingness to enhance bilateral cooperation in the technology sector.
And of course, one of the most important challenges that we want to deal with their expertise, is how to digitize our archives. You know, our history from the 50s is in some basement here, and we would want to bring it up to digital format, and hopefully without losing a lot of that information.
Had a clear idea how to proceed for the next steps. So our approach, as usual, as the Romanian companies, is win-win. So this is the way that we are thinking, this is the way that we are acting. So we expect a good partnership, a very fruitful partnership with Kenyan authorities, also with broadcasting. So we hope to have good projects and to come next time to tell you about the results.
And in other news, the third cohort of nursing students from Mount Kenya University have gotten apprenticeship opportunities in German hospitals following a partnership between the institution and the European country. The university's Vice-Chancellor, Professor Jaganyi, said the students will depart for Germany to pursue their apprenticeship at the host University of Applied Sciences. The student will benefit from invaluable experience in the global healthcare, offering them unique opportunities to gain practical skills and knowledge in diverse medical settings.
They have been trained as nurses here, and they have also been trained in German, so they can be able to speak German fluently through our own training. So as they get into German, there is going to be an apprenticeship. So they are going to be going straight away into the hospital, and that means that they will be working and at the same time earning some money.
Wale wanatoka hapa waendi kurandaranda kwa street kutafuta kazi leo ikiwa tayari. Kutokana na hii partnership tutatafuta other professions, other careers, especially hospitality, mambo ya hoteli, kwa sababu pia sisi hapa Mount Kenya University ni wataalamu wa kufunza mambo ya hospitality, tourism and hospitality and other programs, na hii ndio imepatia wanafunzi wetu nafasi.
Tumepata kujifunza pia kwamba tutaenda kusoma nursing, ambayo hata ikikuja ni specialty, wengine wataenda pediatrics, wengine wataenda emergency, wengine watabaki geriatrics. So inatupatia a variety of options ya choose in the nursing industry.
It's a bit difficult to secure nursing opportunities in the country, so it gives a wider scope for us to go international and to be a part of a bigger society, to be part of also German culture and German nation as well.
More Kenyan women are turning to breast reconstruction surgery after having the organs removed due to cancer. This is according to Dr. John Paul Ogalo, a surgeon at the Kenyatta University Teaching Research and Referral Hospital. Ogalo says so far 50 patients have undergone the procedure at the facility. Speaking during the second symposium on breast reconstruction and aesthetics at the facility, Ogalo divulged that the cost, which ranges between 112,000 shillings and 168,000 shillings per patient, are almost fully covered by the Social Health Authority.
A lot of women come with late breast cancer, and because of that, most of them end up having to do mastectomies, that's removal of the breast. And of course now the sequel or the after that is then the reconstruction and the aesthetics that are done by the plastics and aesthetics team. These things are covered right now under SHA.
So this week we've done 13 cases, and that counts towards what we've done this year. We hope by the end of the year we'll have probably hit around 50 cases. The average cost, if you're looking at both reductions and reconstructions, is anywhere between, at this hospital, anywhere between 100 to 200,000 shillings.
Faithfuls are urged to embrace the spirit of togetherness and promote inclusivity and understanding irrespective of religious affiliation. During an interfaith iftar in Nairobi County that brought together people of different beliefs under the theme Strengthening Bonds of Peace, Unity and Diversity, Muslim leaders encouraged all faithfuls to become ambassadors of peace and understanding and embrace the core values shared by many religions.
Our different faith, be it Islam or Christianity or Hindu or Sikh or others, underscores the need for us in our different capacities to foster peace, to foster unity, and to foster tolerance.
What we need to do is that we need to open up to other communities, merge with other communities and come together. This way we will not only grow economically, but also in humanity, and also interfaith will grow more.
We value every religion, and whatever they believe in, we also believe in. and we meet there to celebrate our different faiths, our different aspirations for a better country, for a better world.
Now let's take a look what is happening across the devolved units. Interior and National Administration Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen has declared a full-scale security operation at Mukokodo Forest in flush out bandits in Laikipia County. The CS also announced the establishment of a new police command, the second operation Maliza Uhalifu in Laikipia County. Details of this and other stories making headlines is in our county news roundup.
According to the Interior and National Administration Cabinet Secretary Kipchumba Murkomen, the second phase of Operation Maliza Uhalifu will have its command center in Kirimon in Laikipia County, tasked to deal with the emerging crimes in the troubled areas, restore peace and normalcy. The new operation will cover Samburu, Laikipia, Isiolo and parts of Meru counties.
OMO as established will continue operating, but we will have a base here and we have another base in Chemalingot. That way, we are going to concentrate now on the problems that we have and problematic areas that we have in this area.
In Kirinyaga County, hundreds of residents from Ndia constituency will no longer need to travel to Kerugoya town to access essential government services.
We've also been trying to sensitize them on the need to embrace a social health insurance fund as one of the government main agenda of ensuring that we have a healthy nation.
In Kiambu, Githunguri Member of Parliament Gathoni wa Muchomba has challenged coffee farmers to address bad governance in their societies to reap maximum benefits from their efforts.
Kuna watu kazi yao ni kukula pesa ya wakulima. Nikasema nitaingia kwa hizo coffee factories. Saa hii last week uliniona kwa news nikisema wakulima wangu walitoka from 11 shillings tukafungua mili yetu ambayo inasiaga kahawa yetu, na hiyo mili ilikuwa imefungwa 27 years kwa sababu ya siasa.
Elsewhere, residents of Mbeere North and surrounding areas in Embu County are in high spirits following the nomination of their Member of Parliament Geoffrey Ruku as the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, Human Capital and Special Programs.
Tunashukuru Rais kwa kuteua MP wetu Geoffrey Kiringa Ruku akiwa waziri, na tunaamini ya kwamba hii sekta yenye ametumwa inaleta nafasi mingi, inaleta kazi na inaleta opportunities, na pia inafungua ili hii area yetu ya Mbeere North yenye imekuwa imetengwa sana.
Meanwhile, Machakos Governor Wavinya Ndeti has inaugurated members of the Machakos Level 5 Hospital Management Board and challenged the office bearers to move with speed to deal with the prevailing challenges in the healthcare sector.
The board will be instrumental in strengthening our efforts to streamlining provision of healthcare service amid growing pressure and demand for quality services.
In Busia County, efforts are underway to address the Jiga menace in Western Kenya.
Tunaelewa kwamba swala hili la vimelea ni changamoto kubwa sana katika shughuli za masomo. Utapata kwamba wanafunzi wengi wanakosa shule, wengine huwa wanaibika jinsi ambavyo wanatembea na vile vile inawafanya wasiweze kutulia darasani.
Elsewhere, questions have been raised about the heavy presence of armed police officers at Ngoliba Trading Center in Thika, where Thika Member of Parliament Alice Nganga and County Government of Kiambu are wrangling over the market's construction.
Soko imebomolewa ilikuwa inatusaidia kama wakaaji. Baraza zote zikiitano tulikuwa tunaenda mahali pale. Vikundi za wamama tulikuwa tunaenda mahali pale. Sasa hizi hatuna pa kwenda.
Finally, a section of youth from Turkana County have been informed about the job opportunities available both locally and internationally.
We are here to learn how to export our expertise now as professionals from Turkana to other parts of Kenya and as well as to the world.
They have received education on the evolving trends in the labor market.
It is exactly 23 minutes past the hour. We need to take our first breather, but don't go too far. We're still keeping an eye on the events that are currently happening in South Sea, where the IEBC Commissioner interviews continues for the second day. So don't go too far.
we want to look at this conversation of generational gap. It's something that has been outside there. In the political circle, many things have happened. Also in church, we've had those complaints.
Now we have a group of young people that are everything different.
Wow.
From how their parents were when they were young. Because we have so much freedom. And sometimes when freedom is too much, it can be abused.
That's right.
And they usually say actually true freedom has limits. So let's give honor to those that are due honor. It doesn't mean I agree with you. It doesn't mean that I say yes to you. It says we may disagree, but respectfully.
Wow.
The world of governance is vast and can be alien to the ordinary man on the street.
Critical issues are going to be discussed.
From white papers to policy positions, it is easier to get lost in the labyrinth of words.
Inside Government takes you to key global metropolis where critical decisions are made and where policies are crafted.
We interview policymakers and senior government officials to highlight and enumerate government policies and projects. We take a deep dive into the underbelly of complex red tape to demystify policies across the country, across the world. Join me, O'Brien Kimani, on Inside Government, only on KBC Channel 1.
Be careful, Dad said. That's your favorite one right there.
There you are! Want to go swimming later?
Holly's favorite. It's not here.
The dolphin we rescued is over here. All our other dolphins have names. Does he have one? Since he has to make someone, how about Barney?
Got it, Mr. Mills. Crazy environmental not to see those eggs will cost us millions in fines. What do you think about buying that fish hospital?
What are you talking about, the marine habitat?
What are we gonna do?
Dad's boss. He's not gonna build an ocean theme park.
Something sure smells fishy around here, Bernie. And it ain't the fish.
You gotta jump. Let's book it. Come on, come on.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Now, a delegation from Chongqing, a major city in southwestern China that is currently on an official visit to Kenya, has signed a collaboration agreement aimed at promoting environmental conservation. The latest partnership will focus on ecological protection and community-led conservation initiatives in an effort to build a green and harmonious world as per the United Nations Sustainable Developmental Goals.
China and Kenya continue to strengthen their partnership in various fields with the promotion of environmental conservation through collaborative initiatives gaining momentum.
The Chinese embassy has been actively promoting cooperation between China and Kenya in relevant fields and has also encouraged Chinese companies to strengthen environmental protection and fulfill their social responsibilities.
The latest partnership initiative from China is themed China-Africa Ecological Civilization Exchange. A delegation from the Chongqing Municipal People's Government, led by Mayor Hu Henghua, is touring Kenya to sign collaboration agreements with several continental and community-led organizations during a forum held at the Confucius Institute of the University of Nairobi. The ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Kenya, Guo Haiyan, reiterated both nations' commitment to fostering environmental sustainability and protecting vital ecosystems.
Chinese companies will work with Kenyan partners on the Nairobi River Basin Ecological Restoration Project, newly started, which could be another flagship cooperation on protecting environment.
Local leaders and conservationists present indicated that Kenya is eager to attract increased investment from China to bolster ongoing conservation efforts.
We believe that even as this exchange begins here in the city,
I am very sure it can do also very well in the rural places.
In collaboration with the Chinese government and the Chinese investors, we are working on a very major rehabilitation program for rivers, Nairobi rivers, Ngong rivers, Madara river, and all the rivers that flow through Nairobi.
We are in a position whereby we want to restore the relationship with nature, which is very essential. So we are working to reduce forest losses, land degradation, and species extinction.
Besides Kenya, the forum culminated with the signing of a memorandum of understanding between Chongqing Luhai International Communication Foundation and non-governmental organizations from 3 other African countries of Tanzania, Cameroon, and Tunisia to enhance the protection of the continent's rich biodiversity. The event also served to launch volunteer activities designed to promote exchange on ecological civilization between Chinese and the African youth.
And on the political front, government spokesperson, that is Dr. Isaac Mwaura, has come out to defend President William Ruto's decision to dismiss Public Service Cabinet Secretary Justin Muturi, insisting that loyalty to the head of state is non-negotiable. Meanwhile, university students from the Mount Kenya region have lauded President Ruto's decision to nominate Mbeere North MP Geoffrey Ruku as the Cabinet Secretary for Public Service, saying his leadership has made education more accessible.
In Narok South, government spokesperson Dr. Isaac Mwaura weighed in on President William Ruto's decision to sack Cabinet Secretary Justin Muturi from the Ministry of Public Works, defending the move as necessary leadership accountability. Mwaura, speaking during an inspection tour of development projects in the Rift Valley, underscored that every government official must toe the line and support the president's vision, not publicly criticize it. Meanwhile, university students from Mount Kenya region have lauded President Ruto's decision to nominate Mbeere North Member of Parliament Geoffrey Ruku as Cabinet Secretary for Public Service.
We have seen the track record of Mheshimiwa Ruku. He has been very vocal on matters to do with the youths and to do with education.
I'm sure most of you have benefited from his bursary program. I am hoping that all he has done in Mbeere North is going to translate that to the national level.
We really feel appreciated for this chance, and to wish all the best as he carries out his mandate.
Elsewhere, political temperatures are rising within the Wiper Party. Acting party chairman Mutula Kilonzo Jr. has urged members to end internal wrangles, warning that division will only weaken their bid to deliver Kalonzo Musyoka's presidential campaign in 2027.
Umoja wetu ndio utatusaidia kuweza kuingia katika sehemu zingine za Kenya, kumwitishia na kumtafutia Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka nyadhifa ya uongozi wa Kenya. Sisi tumetoa kauli moja, na kauli hiyo inasema hivi kwamba mwaka huu Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka atasimama kiti cha urais.
And in Trans Nzoia, the Ford Kenya party has firmly rejected calls to dissolve the party ahead of the next polls. Deputy Party Leader Ferdinand Wanyonyi emphasized the party's historical significance, vowing to protect its legacy and strengthen its national presence.
Sahi tuko Kenya kwanza collusion, hatuna shida, lakini the future is open. Tuko pamoja na hakuna ati labda tufunje vyama, hakuna kitu kama hiyo. For the Kenya it stay in the, simulisema hivyo? Yes. Simesema hivyo? Hakuna kufold for the Kenya, tuko hapa tunaendelea.
Hatuna mtafaruku wote wa uongozi katika kaunti ya Trans Nzoia. Mambo mawili matatu katika boma, unajua kwa boma baba hatukozi mambo kidogo kidogo. Na mambo kidogo kidogo labda yale ambayo mliona tulikuwa nayo, haya mambo yaliisha.
Ben Chumba, Lunchtime News.
Elsewhere, the National Land Commission NLC is set to conduct comprehensive research on land use and ownership in Kilifi County to address decades of conflicting public land acquisition and management process. Speaking in Malindi during a 3-day inquest into the ownership of land earmarked for Phase 1 of the Malindi Airport's expansion project, Gertrude Nguku, the National Land Commission Vice Chair, highlighted the challenges posed by inconsistent policies implemented since Kenya's independence. Nguku noted that successive administrations introduced overlapping policies, often leaving earlier processes incomplete.
I've realized is that there is need to do research on the use of land in Kilifi around that issue, so that these processes can be properly reconciled and integrated, and that reconciliation can be integrated into the county policies and also national policies about how land is used, how land is owned, and how land is managed.
At this age, I'm 62 years old. We have not seen a title deed. Where my father was born and my grandfather was raised as early as 1888. We have not seen a title deed. Adjudication is going on right now.
For us, it's a dream come true because hii process ndio ingeweza kudetermine kama kweli tuna haki ya kulipwa yale mashamba yetu yaliyochukuliwa na airport toka wakati wa 2017.
And now welcome to the world of business. This year's edition of Connected Africa Summit will focus on job creation, harmonization of digital laws, connectivity, trade and emerging technologies. Information Communication and Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary William Kabogo is urging the sector players to develop mechanisms to address challenges facing the industry. The annual Connected Africa Summit 2025 will take place in May in Kwale County.
The Kenya National Digital Master Plan 2022-2023 and the recently launched Kenya National Artificial Intelligence Strategy 2025-2030 are some of the policy directions guiding the country in efforts to build the nation's digital economy. However, gaps still remain in implementing policy.
To unlock the full potential of our digital economy, we must ensure that technology adoption translates into sustainable development, economic opportunities, and social progress for all.
At the Connected Africa 2025 Investors Conference in Nairobi on Friday, issues such as the need for supporting local startups, strengthening cybersecurity, and harmonization of digital laws across the region and beyond took the center stage.
The African Union Digital Transformation Strategy 2020-2030 sets an ambitious vision to establish a simple digital market that enhances digital trade, entrepreneurship, and financial inclusion across the continent.
The ICT Authority is set to host this year's Connected Summit 2025 in Diani, Kwale County. The event will take place from May the 25th to 29th. Information, Communication and Digital Economy Cabinet Secretary William Kabogo says the government will work with the private sector to address the challenges and opportunities in the ICT sector. The meeting will bring together policy leaders, technology pioneers, investors and industry captains.
Let us be creative and innovative in terms of what we want to showcase. And we will have an opportunity to also, as indicated earlier, to craft some of the areas that we can be able to create solutions for government together.
I see lots of opportunities for those who are doing different things within the digital space to come into an event such as this and connect with organizations that are similar-minded like them, people who are similar-minded like them or that are trying to pursue similar goals as themselves in terms of the organization, whether you're thinking about innovation works that you're thinking of putting together.
Discussions will focus on how emerging technologies like artificial intelligence, blockchain, cybersecurity, cloud computing, and climate technologies can accelerate transformation across sectors such as education, healthcare, manufacturing, and sustainability. Alanako, Lunchtime News.
Chinese automaker Jiangling Motors Corporation, commonly known as JMC, has entered the Kenyan commercial vehicle market. The firm is expected to create jobs, facilitate skill development, drive the growth of a local automotive industry and enhance market competitiveness. Completely knocked down, the kits slipped from China are being assembled by the Kenya Vehicle Manufacturers plant in Thika, Kiambu County.
This launch reflects our commitment to providing solutions tailored to the needs of the commercial market.
Elsewhere, Family Bank has reported 3.4 billion shillings in full-year net profit, which represents a 38% jump. The profit was mainly driven by higher interest income. Family Bank has proposed a dividend payout of 85 cents per share.
Family Bank advanced 92.9 billion shillings in net loss and advances to customers in 2024, which was a 6.9% growth from the 86.9 billion shillings that the lender disbursed in 2023. This pushed up the group's total asset rise by 18.3% to 168.5 billion shillings. Despite the 6 billion shillings increase in lending, the bank's gross non-performing loans and advances rose marginally by 440 million shillings to 14.4 billion shillings. This prompted the lender to increase the loan loss provision from 7.3 billion shillings to 8.5 billion shillings. From the increased lending, Family Bank booked 20.3 billion shillings in total interest income, representing a 28.8%. In addition, non-interest income grew 8.9% to 4.3 billion shillings, mainly powered by higher fees and commissions. This pushed up the total operating income to 15.1 billion shillings. On the other hand, total operating expenses rose by 1 billion shillings to 11.1 billion shillings, mainly on account of higher staff costs after the lender opened a branch in Nyali and enhanced training of its staff. Staff costs increased to 4.6 billion shillings from 3.98 billion shillings in 2023. The Board of Family Bank has proposed a dividend payout of 85% per share, up 52% on the 56% per share that shareholders pocketed last year.
Now, Kenya is set to export the first batch of originally grown coffee to the European market after securing relevant certification for the shipment. Solidaridad Managing Director Rachel Wanyoike says 13,000 kilos of the cherry will be sold at a premium price.
Kenya's coffee exports is projected to have increased 12% in 2024 to 53,519 tons, earning 38 billion shillings. Players in the coffee value chain are encouraging farmers to embrace organic production to capitalize on growing demand. Solidaridad Managing Director Rachel Wanyoike says buyers in key coffee markets are now keen on sustainable and healthy production.
Pricing will differ, and you'll notice, unfortunately, because Kenya organic coffee, there's not a lot in the market. So while there are very good coffee prices at the moment, and our coffee farmers can attest to that, organic is slowly creeping into some of those margins.
A number of coffee farmers in Kenya were certified as growing the produce organically.
Being certified as organic is the thing that is essential. So as much as we're also saying we are transitioning into organic coffee farming, it is necessity for the certification.
All the others who have not attained that certification, there is every reason to go through that journey. Difficult as it may sound, but there is definitely benefit to it.
About 13,000 kilos from the farmers is said to be exported to the European Union market.
Main markets is typically in Scandinavia. That means Denmark, Sweden, and Norway. It's Germany for now, but we also see a lot of other European countries that are asking for organic. And you need to remember that we're already producing organic coffee from Congo and Uganda, who is the high producers of those two products.
The biggest challenge right now is that we do not have enough volumes to sustain a product line because the volumes are still very, very, very small.
Value chain players hope the higher price of organically grown coffee will allow more farmers to embrace organic farming practices. Benson Tuoba reporting for Lunchtime News.
And now finally, Sports Cabinet Secretary Salim Vuria has reiterated the government's commitment to developing and nurturing talent across the country. Speaking during a visit to the junior camp at Kasarani Stadium, Vuria highlighted the government's ongoing investment in talent development. He also emphasized plans to expand the network of camps in various regions to better identify and foster emerging talent. The junior starlets are preparing for the third round match against Cameroon in the 2025 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifiers. So far, 10 players have reported to the camp along with members of the technical bench, with more players expected to join in soon. Kenya will host the first leg on the 4th of April before traveling for the return leg on the 25th of April. In addition to the qualifier, the junior starlets will play a friendly match against Morocco as part of their preparation for the crucial match.
On behalf of the government of Kenya, we are fully behind the starlet. We are also inspired and motivated because these are a team which is playing very well. They are disciplined, they are skillful, and His Excellency the President had committed to ensure that we begin to identify talents from grassroots.
Now listen to this. Mr. James Mwangangi, a resident of Malindi originally from Mwingi, is the latest SportPesa Mega Jackpot bonus winner after he scored an impressive 16 out of 17 in the Mega Jackpot, taking home a remarkable 10,340,024 shillings. This win marks his second victory in just 3 months since he joined SportPesa. After his victory, he noted that he will take his time to plan and ensure that the money helps and changes his life as well as that of his family. He also believes that his winnings will also positively impact his community. The latest win adds to the series of triumphs witnessed in 2025, as just last week, Mr. Isaac Muranguri celebrated his own victory, taking home 5 million shillings. Other winners included Lauren Yani at 6 million shillings, Omondi Zakaria at 5.2 million shillings, and Dennis Nyawenga, making it a transformative week for many through SportPesa.
Nilianza na last week nikapata bonus. Nilikuwa nimeshinda timu 12, nikapata bonus 1,200. Sasa hiyo 1,200 ndio nikaendelea nayo kumbeti. Sasa hii last Saturday.
Well, congratulations to them. National Rugby Sevens team Shujaa will play France tomorrow morning in the third pool match again at the Hong Kong Sevens after winning one and losing one of the first two pool games. Shujaa began the fifth leg of the series in Hong Kong with a comfortable 19-0 win over Spain before narrowly losing 12-7 to the Great Britain. Kenya are ninth after the first 4 legs of the series with just 15 points, 17 points behind the Great Britain, who are 8th on the 12-team table. Argentina are the current leaders on 68 points, 4 points ahead of Spain, who are second, while Fiji are third on 62 points.
Good to Uro, strong and powerful, and away he's gone. What a way to start for the African neighbour. Now come Kenya coming wide, the little dummy, the little show and go, and into the space. Again, oh, it's a wonderful break from Amaitse, and he is freed up. Odongo, 100 backflip to Carson, who is supporting well after offloading. Oh, lovely little flip, and here might come the response. Good chase, good, oh, it's wonderful pace.
Well, now you're up to date, given that we're still keeping an eye at the Edges Center where the interviews for the commissioners enters day 2. So far, Ahmed Sheikh Takoy, that is Almitu Guyo Jatani, the spouse of Marsabit Governor, that is Ali Mohamud, and Albert Guma have been able to present their case for the said position. In the afternoon session, it will be Alfred Indimoikahi, who is the Kesha chairman, as well as Ali Nur Hussein. Whether, depending on the time, we will see if they will interview Ann Njeri Nderitu from Nyandarua. That concludes our bulletin this afternoon. My name is Abdiaziz Hashim. The sign language interpreter at the bottom end of the screen is Baron Abuli. Good afternoon for now, and enjoy the rest of your day.